Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are pleased to have back on with us Agnes Barrelet. She is the founder and executive director of the San Diego Animal Sanctuary and Farm, joined by her head animal keeper, Travis Neill. Agnes and Travis, how you doing?
We are doing good. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. It's our honor. And joining me is my guest co-host, Kamara White. She is a curiosity shipper, and for our listeners, know we don't call them internships, we call them curiosity ships. She just graduated from Mount Carmel High School, was a great volleyball player, and because of that is on a volleyball scholarship to St. Martin's College in the state of Washington. Well, she'll be majoring in communication. Kamara, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm so excited to be here and just absorbing everything in.
You're doing a great job. I know you got a question for Agnes.
Yes. What is the mission of your organization?
Well, we are here to help families and children to develop the curiosity with the animals and nature. We try to enhance their life. And at the same time, here in San Diego, we are helping animals, and so we are getting them a home when they need one. We have over 220 animals, but then in Africa, we also have a school, so they can actually teach. We can teach them the French language, which is the official language there in Burkina Faso. And we are feeding and educating over 200 kids a year.
In Africa?
Yes.
That's fantastic. Travis, how long have you been with the organization?
In August, it'll be 3 years.
It'll be 3 years. Have you always been interested in animals and fascinated by animals? Obviously, head animal keeper, but probably the answer is yes.
Actually, this is the first time I've ever worked with animals.
Really?
Yep. I was a bartender for 16 years, and COVID shut the bar down. So I started here, and Agnes actually taught me everything. So I didn't start out as head animal keeper. That was within the last year. So it took a lot of learning, but it's absolutely amazing. And I wish I would have discovered this passion a long time ago, because I think my life would have gone in a much different direction. But never too late.
So how'd you find this gentleman? He just sort of stumbled on?
He's actually living across the street.
Okay, that wasn't too far of a throw on that one over there. That made it. And was you just wandering around and you said, "Hey, come and take a look at this"?
No, we actually answered an ad. I was looking for an animal keeper.
Really? And
yeah.
That is so interesting. So, well, I'll ask you this, Travis. How hard was it to learn how to become a head animal keeper? Obviously, that's something that a lot of people do.
Well, it took about 2 years to get to that position. But, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And I love it. So
100%.
Yeah.
And how many animals do you have at the farm, did you say, Agnes?
Last time I counted, it was 220, but we just got 7 new chicken and a duck.
7 new chicken. Okay, so we're almost up to 230 on this.
And tonight we're getting a Holstein male cow.
Yeah,
so
a steer.
There's another.
Really? Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this: do they come from where? Do all over the place? Are people hiding these animals in Ramona, and all of a sudden they need to get rid of them? They're walking down the I-15 freeway. How do you find these folks?
All of the above. They mostly it's people that cannot keep them anymore. Mm-hmm. For different reasons. Financial, they move, they lose their job. COVID was
right.
We doubled our number of animals during COVID. And so some people also passed away. We have birds and we have parrots. They live 80 years.
Right.
And so we have a parrot that lost his mom. She was an old grandma. And the family didn't want to keep the parrot, so that's why he came here.
Funny story. One
Please.
of our animals, an emu, was literally running down the street.
Yeah, we got a call to rescue the emu on the road.
Yeah.
We also did that with a pair of mini pigs, and the mom was pregnant. So we figured that maybe they were just dumped because she was pregnant and they didn't want a bunch of piglets.
Yeah.
So
the emu's running around, and I imagine, unlike dogs, it probably doesn't have an emu license on it, correct? Doesn't have a right?
Correct.
So we're going, okay, that's a long, long ride from the zoo, probably not from the zoo, right? Because they'd have to cross a bunch of freeways and make some illegal turns and all that business. Did you find out who belonged to this emu?
no, we actually
Really?
tried to find the owner because we thought that he escaped, but nobody claimed him, and he's been with us for
That is just
a year.
That is
So we contacted animal control.
Wow.
They came, took pictures, posted. We posted. We were even on the news, I think, twice
Yeah.
for it. If you lost your emu, call us. Nobody ever responded.
That is classic. Our frequent guest on our show is a longtime friend of mine, Gary Weitzman, who is the CEO of the San Diego Humane Society, and they just do great stuff on all
yeah.
this. And they're always finding animals, and they have wild. You know what they do, and all this. I'm going to tease him about this. He's coming on the show in a little while. I'm going to tease him about the emu story. So, are you sure that wasn't yours, Gary, that got loose on this aspect of it? So, talk about, and I'll start with you on this, and then we'll pivot over to Travis. What does it take to run a farm?
It takes a lot of passionate people,
And patience, I imagine.
patience as well, a lot of funds, and faith.
Right. I mean, and you are you in a finite set of property that you're in X amount of acres, or you can expand, or is there a time you'll have too many animals and we just can't take as many, or that's not going to be an issue?
No, it's 20 acres, and it's going to be 20 acres.
Right. So it's not going to right.
It's not going to grow.
Right. But your animals can, correct, or not?
No, it's we refuse animals already.
Okay.
We have some animals that we just cannot take anymore.
Okay. So what do you do if you see another emu running around? Would you just turn it into the Humane Society? Where go to the zoo?
Whenever we cannot take an animal, I refer them to either other sanctuary or last resort would be the Humane Society.
Right.
So another emu, we could take another emu. We have one. It depends on the size of the animal.
Emus are not too small, are they?
No, they're not too small, but they're not too big either.
Yeah. Oh, is that right? Okay.
No.
What's the biggest animal you have?
I think it's a camel.
Okay. So at our last show, we had on the Right Above Disability Therapeutic Writing Center, and they do great work with autistic, folks. And so we had one of the student writers on there. He was an absolute kick. His name was Jack. And so I'd asked Kamara, I said, do you ride horses? And she goes, no, but I have rode an elephant. So I'm not sure if you heard that part on it. But the elephants just wouldn't work in your sanctuary. I didn't think so in this area. So talk a little bit about your children's camps. What are those all about?
Well, we offer something very special. It's private camps. We only take 3 kids at a time that know each other or are siblings. And they shadow our animal keepers from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So they actually experience the whole farm. They go even with our organic grower, and so they're going to be able to feed the pigs, the tortoises, and see the zebras, and just experience the whole thing. So it's pretty amazing.
Do they stay over the night?
No, it's just a day camp.
Day camp, okay, right.
9 to 5.
Do you have any stayovers at all? Special?
No.
Fun? No. Okay. And is that something you might think about in the future? If sometimes you hear about these different organizations that people get to spend the night with the animals. Probably wouldn't work for you guys.
Maybe one day, but right now we are not staffed for it. So
okay. Right. So Travis, tell me, what does your normal day look like? Or there is nothing such as a normal day in your world.
No.
There is not one day that is exactly the same.
So give an atypical day then.
Typical day.
Atypical.
Start out with doing some meds on a couple animals that have chronic illness. Move into feeding, watering. Some animals we have inside the barn at night for their safety, like a blind alpaca. So we take them out during the day. He loves to sunbathe with the horses, so we take him out. Feeding tortoises. We have a bunny room that needs a lot of attention. Bunnies kind of stink after a while if you don't stay on top of it. But also like some maintenance stuff. Like today I was supposed to dig a new wallow for some pigs. But we
moved the zebras instead.
We moved zebras, yeah. We cleaned their pen up yesterday, and all their the mustard was incredibly tall. And so I mean,
how many zebras do you have?
We have two.
Two zebras, okay. And you're done with the zebras, right?
Yeah, yesterday we finished the bison enclosure, and we moved him back. And then after that, we moved the zebras into another enclosure, and then we clean up. And then this morning, with Travis, we moved the zebras back to their enclosures.
Right. So, listen, I find this stuff fascinating. You're talking about like it's so casual. Yeah, we got a bison, and we got a couple zebras, there's an emu, and who knows what else is in there. But not everyone can handle those animals. Talk about, you really need to be a special person to handle them, do you not?
Well, you are looking at them.
I know.
It's just the two of us. For those animals, it's just the two of us. I'm still
well, Travis
training.
was a bartender. All of a sudden, he's taking care of emus and zebras, for God's sake,
Yeah, because when you are passionate, that's what I learned over the years.
Yeah,
hiring people is that only passionate people will be the right people for this job.
Yeah.
It's not a job for a paycheck. It's not a job because, I like to play with the animals. It's like I love the animals and I'm like living for them.
Mm-hmm. Right. But these are still, some of these are sort of wild animals or not?
They are a little bit domesticated.
Okay, right.
They are tamed.
They're tamed. Okay, very good. Making it sound so easy, isn't it? Do you have any questions for these folks on their animal keeping and all that?
I just think it's so fascinating. This is amazing and a great perspective to have. How can people help? How can people help your organization and donate and stuff?
Well, you can go to sanctuaryandfarm.org to donate and to see what we are doing in death. But we need more visitors. That's my goal is to be able to sustain the farm just by visitors. And we are doing great. We are doing great as far as number of visitors. Like we have more visitors than last year. We are making progress. The problem is that inflation. We are still at the same place because we are doing better, but with the inflation, the hay increased by 40 or 57% in the last year.
Yeah.
So even if we increase our visitors by 40%, we are still in the same situation. We are still not clear.
Right. Unless you want to increase the visitors' expense to be in there 40%, and then that won't happen because you will not have that many visitors.
Yeah, no, and I don't want to. We didn't increase our prices.
Yeah.
And I don't intend to because I want really everyone to be able to come and visit the park. It's important to me. I don't want money to be an issue.
Right.
I want to be able to have anybody coming. We have even discounts. We have family discounts. We have discounts for the military, first responders, and we teachers. So we really try to entice people to come and see us.
And we have like memberships, group membership rates to save some.
And what's the website? How do they get to you?
Sanctuaryandfarm.org.
Right. We come back from break. We're going to chat more with our friends from San Diego Animal Sanctuary and Farm. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 17th year in this beautiful mission-fed studio here in Scripps Ranch. Mission Federal has been doing great things in the community for more than 60 years. We're going to learn more about animals and learn about organically grown gardens, and we're going to learn about how Drew can make a visit out there, and Travis will make sure Drew doesn't get eaten by an emu or something like that when he returns from this break. Thanks for listening.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 17th year. We are broadcasting from the Mission Fed Studios and Scripps Ranch, and Mission Fed continues to do great things in our community for more than 60 years, having these cool folks from the San Diego Animal Sanctuary and Farm, Agnes Barrelet. She is the founder and executive director, joined by her head animal keeper, Travis Neill. I'm joined by my guest co-host, Kamara White. Just graduated from Mount Carmel High School. Will be on a volleyball scholarship at St. Martin's College in Washington as she begins her journey as a communications major and maybe following in some great footsteps as a journalist. Kamara, I know you have a question for Agnes.
Yeah, just tell us about your organically grown garden and how important that is for your farm.
Well, it's something that I've been trying to grow since the beginning of the journey in 2015. And finally, for the first time, we are able to grow vegetables for our animals and also to sell for our communities. So it's we are growing so much that we can feed our 46 tortoises and turtles. And we have, how many pigs do we have?
13.
And 13 pigs. So we it's incredible. We have fresh lettuce, mustard greens, collard greens, radishes, beets, dandelions. We're gonna soon have tomatoes, and so it's like we are growing like we are like a real farm. And we are growing so much that we in August we're gonna start selling at our farmers market.
I was just going to say, so are all the foods that the animals eat grown in the farm, or do you have to bring in foods outside of the farm?
Now we have to bring all the hay.
Okay.
For all the,
can't grow hay. That's a tough thing to grow, right? Okay.
We don't have enough acreage. But so we are bringing the hay. We are bringing also all the pellets, the supplements, but all the fresh diet now we grow.
Right, exactly. All right, so Travis, bartender, 13 years. Now you're doing this. Every day, as you say, is a joy. And as Agnes has said, and you've said too, you're passionate about it, you love it. It's not even work, you're kidding me, just something. What would you say the most surprising thing you have learned over those 3 years that I didn't know what I was getting into, but my goodness, every day I'm learning something new? Or what thing just strikes you the most?
I think the thing that I've learned the most is that animals have emotions just like people do. They experience grief, happiness. They, even if it's not the same species or breed of animals, if they're together, they're a family. They're a herd. We have a llama, her name is Precious, that has 2 alpacas and 3 mini donkeys. They all came from the same family, from the same owner, and she asked us to keep them together. And whenever we go in and like if the farrier's working on the donkey hooves or anything, she is right there making sure that her friends are safe. Mm-hmm. And it's just amazing that I never knew, I knew animals were like happy or scared or something, but they have so many complex emotions that it's amazing. It's amazing.
Now, do you have a veterinarian that works with you folks at all, or do you do all the vet work yourself?
No, we have ECLAP is our main vet for the big animals, and Dr. Harlan is coming every Friday to visit us, and because we always have something that goes wrong.
Right. I imagine. So, is that one of the biggest challenges? With all these 220 plus, about 230 now, when you added these 7 folks, is that a challenge because they all have such disparate issues? Or zebras can get X and emus can't do this or whatever? Or is that not an issue? Because they're so diverse.
They are diverse. I believe our vet is learning at the same time as we do.
I was going to say that's. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
When we don't know, we actually have called specialists for the bison, for example. We had to do an annual exam. He had a growth on his tail, and we didn't know what it was, and we had to make. See what was going on.
A biopsy, so to speak?
A biopsy, yeah. And the drugs that our vet had didn't work
really?
On the bison. So we had to call a bison specialist. Thanks to actually the San Diego Zoo, we were able to...
I was going to ask you that. How closely do you work with the zoo?
We don't really work with the zoo. I just have a couple of people that help us when we need... help with,
because that makes sense, because they would have the doctors there that deal with these animals in this area as well. I'm very fascinated by the story you wrote down that you're very proud about. One of your members was coming to the farm for years and was wheelchair bound and is not now. Correct? Talk about that.
She's. It's amazing, and her mom is. Her mom also believes that actually it's the farm that actually made this miracle.
Without question.
And so she was at the beginning. She was just on her wheelchair with her aid and going around, not feeding the animals because she was scared. And little by little, she started to feed the animals, and little by little, she started to actually wanted to get up. And and now she's walking maybe half of the farm and feeding the animals, and it's incredible.
There is absolutely no question that the farm did this, and we know that, and we know that connection with animals. I always tell Gary Weitzman, the CEO of the Humane Society. I grew up in a family that just loved animals. My mom raised 7 huskies in Saskatchewan, Canada. I grew up with guinea pigs and cricket farms, and we had a little snake at the house. And my mom would always forget that she'd have it out like on the coffee table when she'd have guests over that they thought it was fake. And they go, "Oh, that's a fake-looking cake." Yes, a snake. And the thing would slither around. They'd jump out of their socks, for God's sake. But you're 100% correct. Is that when you have a passion and a love for animals, which I think are the greatest things in the world, you see those stories like that. I think it's just absolutely fantastic. Do you have a lot of school groups that come by? And
yes, we for like 3 years we didn't have anybody. But
right.
Now schools are coming back. We still have issues with buses, so we have a lot of schools that cannot come to us because of the bus issues.
Right.
But we also have the YMCA. We have Girl Scouts troops, boys and girls also. And it's really incredible. They spend like 4 hours with us, and we have presentations, workshops. They can discover the garden. They can also have a workshop with our horse trainer, our bird specialist. So the kids just like learn everything, and they are able to touch and to feed. And so it's and we see, it's funny because we see children that come back after like a couple of years or 3 years, and they say, "I remember you. Oh, is Hope the zebra still here?" And it's like, so they really retain the information, and that's like, we are very proud of that.
Go ahead, Travis.
It's really amazing because a lot of these kids have never seen these animals in person. So it's to see the joy and excitement on their face really like relights my passion for the animals, because it's amazing to witness someone discovering this for the first time in their life, you know,
Right.
Just the smile on their face and their eyes are, oh my gosh, you know, wide open and stuff. It's really an addictive experience. So it makes field trips so much fun.
Well, it's a unique experience. How many people get the chance to do this up front and personal? Not many in this area. I know Erin, my associate producer, is already thinking about getting her 2 kids up there. I could tell you, I can guarantee that. No, she goes, no, the kids aren't coming. I'm coming. So that's it. That's exactly right. Listen, there's so many great things that come from this. We're chatting with Agnes Barrelet. She is the founder and executive director of San Diego Animal Sanctuary and Farm, joined by her head animal keeper, Travis Neill. I'm Drew Schlosberg. I listened to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest running community podcast here in these wonderful Mission Fed Studios and Scripps Ranch, and Mission Fed doing great things in San Diego for 60 years. Joined by my co-host, Kamara White. She is a Mount Carmel High School graduate, going to be going to St. Martin's College, majoring in communications and be on a volleyball scholarship. You a big animal lover? Do you have any animals at home?
I don't, but
Plenty
I
of room
do
for emos.
like animals. I love animals. Yeah.
Have you ever been to this to their farm?
I don't think I have. I possibly could have. I've when I was younger, I went to the zoo so much. My mom and I, we still actually go. We have passes, but you
guys were not near an Alpine?
We are in Alpine.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I have. I do remember just like a brief memory of. No, it wasn't the zoo. I think maybe.
If it was out east, it might have been them. And,
I might have, honestly. I'll have to recollect my.
You have to come back.
Yes.
No, absolutely. And how many folks are you open 7 days a week?
We open 7 days a week, 10 to 5.
10 to 5, right?
No appointment really necessary. You can just show up.
Is that right? Wow.
Well, we try everything we can to bring people to the farm.
No, I understand. On that, it's interesting you brought up about buses and schools. Would it be helpful if somebody donated to the schools? Hey, listen, buses these days used to be, back in the day, used to be pretty inexpensive, $200, and now I think they're $900 to get a bus for the day.
At least, yeah.
At least, right, if it's a school bus. Would that be helpful for people to donate? Obviously, we want to donate to the farm itself, of course, but how about to the schools so they can get more people out there?
Of course.
Yeah.
Anything would help. Just even talking to your friends and families about us.
Or being on this podcast.
Exactly.
Next time you're on, can you bring the umu in? No, and I got to tell you something, and I tease a little bit on this, but our good friends out in South County, I've had those folks on the show, and the great nature preserve out there, or nature center, I should say. I'm sure you've been to it, and they have an owl. Have you been to that one in South County? It's in Chula Vista Nature Center. Yeah. So I said, listen, you got to bring the owl in next time. So they bring the owl in. So I've had people that were heavily involved with turtles and tortoises. You can come in. You got to bring the turtles in. They're bringing them in. Do you have a small enough animal that you can bring in? Yeah, okay, good, Travis. So the next time, tell me what would it be, or would it be a surprise?
Oh, I got about 5 or 6 different animals in mind right now. So
beautiful. So
yes.
I want you folks back on sooner than later, if you want, because I think this publicity doesn't hurt at all.
I would love that.
Okay, and I'm going to send you some dates on this. You can either send me an email or whatever, and I'll get sooner than later. And I want you to bring the animals. Okay.
Okay.
But,
deal.
We don't necessarily want them running around. Look at, she's going. Yeah, that's right.
I'll bring you the pooper scooper. Don't worry. I'll take care of it.
Aaron's going, Drew, shouldn't we be checking with Mission Fed on this? No, if it's contained in here, that's right. It's contained in here. That'd be fine. I'd love to do that without question.
I would love that.
Consider that a done deal. Any final comments on this?
No, thank you for having us. It's helping to get the word out, and that's our biggest hurdle. So it's Thank you.
We can't talk about organizations like yours enough. You really can't. And you got to say it once. You got to say it twice. You got to say it 1,600 times. Erin's going to blast it out. She's got a pretty healthy social media following. That's the first time Kamara has heard about it. She's going to be chatting with her friends about it. We'll be getting you folks back in as well. So that's great. Travis, any final comments?
Yeah, you can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of the above. Agnes is amazing at posting pictures almost daily, videos of exciting things that are happening. We have a lot of people follow us on those different social media things, and then when they come, they're like, "Oh, well, how's this goat doing?
100%.
We saw the ad or we saw the post. How's this? Like, what's happening with that?" So it's a really awesome experience.
I'm to that owl in Chula Vista Nature Center. When I'm down there, I look for that owl all the time, because I made it to the studio, and it was phenomenal.
Right.
So, and animals, listen, they make the world go round. I don't need to talk to you about this. You folks know that better than anybody. An honor to have you on the show again. To see you and Travis, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
Kamara, nice job as usual as my co-host.
Thank
and we'll
you.
look forward to having you on as soon as you want to come back on. I'll send you some dates, and we'll bring some animals. How's that sound?
That
Sounds
sounds
great.
perfect.
We'll
Thank you
make
so
that-
much.
You'll make that happen. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in its 17th year. From these beautiful Mission-Fed studios here in Scripps Ranch, the Mission-Fed continuing doing great things for San Diegans for 60 years. Had a great conversation with our friends from the San Diego Animal Sanctuary and Farm. We hope you enjoyed the show.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.